Hi, folks. This is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, I watched a program on TV this last week. It was a Bill Dance program, and he's one of the pioneers of all fishing. He's getting pretty old right now. But there's something that came out of that I wanted to share with you. He talked about, I guess it was one of his sponsors, but he talked about using TRIPOLYMER line. And I haven't really talked about this before because I haven't experienced it. But he was saying, and I'm sure this is probably true, even though if you have a sponsor, you're going to tout the sponsor. But he was saying how this line gave you certain benefits that you wouldn't get from other line. And this really struck a chord with me because I tell you all the time about using braid and how braid is so fantastic in that there's no stretch and you can feel every little tap. It has tremendous strength, but it also has, one other thing that I love about braid is because it's so thin, you can cast it an awful long ways. But there's a lot of disadvantages, and those disadvantages sometimes drive me crazy and kind of put a negative edge on my fishing experience. And those disadvantages are, it's light and bodiless is the best way I can put it. It's just there. It doesn't have really any form. So the wind or casting improperly or anything can cause it to ball up on itself and tangle terribly. The other thing is that it's very abrasion susceptible. And so as strong as it is, it can be cut very easily by rocks or even fish's mouths and so forth. Here's the advantage of TRIPOLYMER line, and it combines three different kinds of, obviously, polymers to give different advantages to that line. Number one, it's almost impossible for the fish to see. It's very, very invisible. Second of all, it's extraordinarily smooth, so you can really cast it well. And here's another part of it that's so different than monofilament, is that it's very abrasion resistant. And it's not going to float like braid floats on top of the water. And it really does change your retrieve. So it's something I'm going to look into, TRIPOLYMER line. I may start using it instead of braid, because it may not tangle as much. It may sink down better so that my lure gets to where I want it to be. The fish might not see it as much. And as important as anything is, it may be easier to tie knots in, and it may be more resistant to being cut on the rocky bottom that's a part of where I fish. So I wanted to pass this on to you. I think Cast King, I think is the name of the company that makes it. But you can look this up and easily find what it is. And it might give us another tool as we go forward. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.